cock your pistols.
Everybody, I sure appreciate you all coming out here like this. I know you're aware that I just got in from Europe. Now, I want you to know that we did close the Rotterdam shipyard deal out there, and it turned out very successful. I think we'll make $1 or $2 on it. Now, you'll have to excuse me because I am suffering a little bit from jet and brain lag.
Houston, this condominium conversion proposal is not going to require much of your time. Now, my brother Murray told me never to waste any of your time, so I'm not going to waste any of your time, Houston. Now, let me get right to the point. With me, I've got graphs, I've got computer projections, I've got charts, housing density reports, water tables, blueprints, models. I've been to the mayor's office, checked on building permits, and as a matter of fact, I'm sure that any question you might have that either myself or one of my able-bodied assistants will be able to help you with.
You always talk this fast?
Well, as a matter of fact, sometimes I talk faster. You know, time is money, money is time.
Fine.
You just time.
Myron, fine. See, it's because of your brother Murray that I don't have any time today. See, he's sitting in Singapore waiting for CJ and I. We're on our way to the airport. He's got another sweet business deal.
Well, that's absolutely no problem because I can sum this all up for you in 5 minutes.
You got 2 minutes.
But, Houston, you don't understand.
The clock's ticking, Myron.
Okay, the apartment complex in Denver. Now, if I can just get you to direct your attention to the blackboard over here, I think this will help clarify.
I thought he was going to the Orient. What are all those men doing down there?
Looks like they're having a business meeting. I read an article about Houston in Playboy. It says he often conducts his board meetings around his pool or his private jet flying off to some exotic location.
Mike, there she is now.
Oh, yeah.
Such a pretty lady. Too bad.
Why? Everybody has to die sometimes. Today's just C.J. Parsons' turn. That's all.
And recommend it as a go project.
Yeah, I tell you, Myron sounds like a real money-making son of a gun, and I would go along with you on it, except, CJ, if you are going to make it to the airport on time, I think you best go by your place and get your luggage.
Can I take Lamar's wagon?
Well, you can use my car.
Houston, we're going to be in the Far East for 2 weeks, right? So I packed a little more luggage than
Yeah, well, fine. At least you'll take the wagon.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, there's a trailer in back of the barn. You can hook that up. It's got all kinds of room.
Myron, why don't you recap that condo deal for Houston?
Great. You know, as a matter of fact, there are a few details that I neglected to cover. First of all, the mayor in Denver is not particularly happy with the fact that...
Myron, just hold up a minute. See, I do have a problem with these condo conversions. Now, I don't believe the people that are living in those apartments right now are going to be able to afford $150,000 that we're asking for the conversion.
Well, that's absolutely no problem at all. We're going to have people standing in line to grab up these units.
Myron, it is a problem. See, I don't think it's right to kick those people out of their apartments just because they can't come up with the price of our condo.
Houston, we're talking business.
No, Myron, you're talking business. I'm talking people. This meeting's adjourned, folks.
come in. Cowboy 1, this is Legal Eagle. I've got a Mayday on Deep Creek Road.
Houston, it's CJ. Your CB radio. I just heard a trouble on Deep Creek Road. It's a mayday.
Excuse me, fellas.
Mike, this is crazy. Let's get out of here.
I want to make sure she's dead first.
Of course she's dead. Nobody could survive that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm telling you she's dead. Yeah. That takes care of Reynolds, Baxter, and now Parsons. Just 2 more to go, and a whole week to do it in.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure. Hey, isn't that Houston's car? Let's get out of here. Come on. First this. Now she is dead.
Houston.
CJ, can you hear me? No, easy, CJ. It's me, Houston. CJ, listen, are you all right?
Houston. Those men, what happened?
CJ, listen, take it easy. I'm just gonna get you to the hospital, all right?
Houston, they looked like Laurel and Harding. They tried to run me off the road. They said that takes care of Baxter, Reynolds, and now Parsons.
Yeah, come on, I'll get you to the hospital. We'll talk about
Houston, they looked like Laurel and Harding. They tried to kill me.
this. Come on, let's go.
I ditched the pickup.
Tell me what you see.
I see Houston. He's carrying her to his car.
Is she dead?
But she has to be dead. I mean, the way that thing blew up.
Idiots. All right. Find out what hospital Houston is taking her to, and then make sure C.J. Parsons gets her medicine.
I can only give her advice. Can't make her take it.
Thank you, Doctor. Come on, CJ. I mean, listen to the man, would you? I mean, he says you have a slight concussion. What's it gonna hurt if you stay here overnight?
Big deal, Houston. Everybody gets a concussion.
Right. Everybody gets a concussion, but would you just listen to me? I mean, sit down, all right? Now, I am worried about you. You are a very lucky lady. If you didn't have those seatbelts on, you might not have come out of that accident alive.
Houston, I'm going to say this again. It was not an accident.
Laurel and Hardy.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but this is what they looked like. Except for Hardy, the fat one had a scar right here on his face, and Laurel had a hook for a left hand.
A hook?
A hook. And after the crash, when they thought I was dead, I heard them very clearly say that takes care of Baxter, Reynolds, and Parsons.
CJ, do you know a Baxter or a Reynolds?
Yes, Belinda Reynolds and Kathy Baxter. We were sorority sisters in college.
How do I get in touch with these ladies?
They live in L.A., and their phone numbers and addresses are back at the office.
I'll get in touch with them.
Houston, those two men said something else. They said that they had only 1 week left to get the other two.
CJ, just how many more sorority sisters do you have living in L.A.?
2. Maureen Flanders and Carolyn Master. Their phone numbers are back at the office.
All right. Well, I'll get in touch with all of your sorority sisters and make sure everything's all right. Just do me a favor, please. Just stay here until the security men get here, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
For what?
Not letting them kill you.
Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on 14. Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on.
Sorry. Here, let me help you.
Thanks for giving me a hand.
It's all right.
Gloved hand.
everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Classics Club. Tonight, you're going to meet some of your old favorites. Charlie Chaplin, W.C. Fields, Groucho Marx, Laurel and Hardy, and many, many others. Laugh at them all over again and enjoy yourselves.
Well, Stanley, let's go to work.
That's a good idea. Oh! Oh!
Reminds me of a time, many years ago, when I discovered the Aqui Indians drinking the juice of the cacti.
I hear they're going to tear you down and put up an office building where you're standing.
Godfrey Daniel.
Hey, why are you staring at that young lady?
Well, except for that mustache, she looks just like my Uncle Harry.
Oh. Hey, I know your Uncle Harry. He doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah, but she does.
Oh. Oh! Just excuse us.
You have a wonderful place here. So nostalgic. Really brings back memories.
You pay us great honor. Please, come back and see us often.
How much would you charge to stand at the wrong end of a shooting gallery?
Didn't we meet in Weehawken? Perhaps not.
Darling, I'm sorry I'm late. There's so much to be done. The caterers and the dressmaker and then
Frankly, I don't think Prince Charles and Lady Di went through half as much preparation for their wedding.
Oh, it's just that I want our wedding to be so perfect.
And it will be perfect. Because there'll be you.
6 more days. Oh, Jonathan, I'm so excited. I feel like a schoolgirl.
And you look like a schoolgirl.
You're sweet. But I haven't been a schoolgirl since...
We agreed never to mention age.
You're so much younger than I.
Elizabeth, beauty has no age. It simply is.
Say, Ollie, what does that remind you of?
I don't know. What does that remind me of?
Well, that's a Thursday.
How could that possibly remind anybody of Thursday?
Well, it's easy, you see. There's a Monday, and a Tuesday, and a Wednesday, and a Thursday.
Hold out your hand. You heard me. Hold it out. We have trouble.
Excuse me, will you, darling? I'll change.
Hurry back.
I'd rather have 2 girls at 21 each than 1 girl at 42.
What's he gargle with, razor blade?
Now, why do I have the uncomfortable feeling that C.J. Parsons is still among the living?
Houston lucked out again.
Lucked out?
Yeah.
What are we running here, huh? A crapshoot?
If you ask me, we should have pulled the plug.
No one's asking you.
Mr. Renfield, this job's been jinxed since the first day. I say that what we ought to do is...
Listen! That woman out there is worth more money than the 2 of you can count. In no way are we going to pull plugs, turn back, or abandon anything. Ever!
What about Houston?
Yeah, fat chance he's gonna let us snare that Parsons girl again.
Then pull his plug.
While you were making your police report, I checked on my friends. About 10 days ago, Kathy Baxter, one of my sorority sisters, was killed when her car blew a tire and she plowed into oncoming traffic.
Police classify it as an accident?
Same as they would have classified me as an accident if I wasn't here to disagree.
It's quite a fire.
It happened about a week ago. 5 people killed, including another sorority sister, Belinda Reynolds.
Arson?
Bullseye. Last time I saw Belinda, she was worried about her son's eyes, about his having to wear glasses or something like that. Funny what you think of at times like this.
Yeah. Listen, what else have you got on your two living sorority sisters?
Maureen Flanders turned out to be one hell of a lawyer.
Local?
Junior partner with a Century City law firm.
So, has she had any recent accidents or near misses?
Well, I called her and filled her in, and she's scared, but she's okay.
That's a pretty lady.
Doctor. Carol Master. First in her class, voted most likely to accomplish everything.
Did she?
Well, she thinks so, Houston. She gave up the big bucks to operate a free clinic in East L.A.
Have you heard from her lately?
Alive, well, and happy.
CJ, listen, I want you to get a hold of our security people and arrange for around-the-clock protection for these gals. Now, I want you to stay put and get a little rest. I'm going to talk to your sisters.
Oh, brother.
Well, judging by your tone, Myron, it sounds like your mission was unaccomplished.
Houston, L.A. is one very large landmass.
Like you said, Houston, mission unaccomplished.
Look, I really tried. I checked TV stations, theatrical agents, little theaters, comedy clubs, even parking lots.
And no Laurel and Hardy's, huh?
Zip. I did find a terrific Abbott and Costello, though. You know, those guys always did put me away. You remember that routine that they did with the who's on first and the second, third, what?
Myron, listen, I'd love to send you on an Abbott and Costello mission, but they're not the ones that are killing people. So keep looking for me, would you please?
Will do.
Yeah.
I mean, 10-4. Well, it's a detective talk.
Flanders? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt Houston. I'm a touch late. Listen, I just walked right through your outer office.
I thought I locked it. It's hard to look like I was on the verge of a coronary, but I was a touch scared.
Well, as CJ said, she filled you in.
Kathy, Belinda, now CJ. It's bizarre. I mean, we're just sorority sisters, girls from Sigma House. No deep secrets. Why would anyone want us dead?
I've got some very good leads, and hopefully I'll have some more soon.
What do you want from me?
Information. See, if you can think of something, a common denominator, other than the fact that you're all sorority sisters, it just might help me. Now, I've got CJ making a list back at the office. Now, maybe if you did the same thing, it could help. Just something that might point me in that right direction.
I just don't know. Frankly, I've been out of touch with most of the others. I guess it must be the workaholic in me.
Listen, you gotta think hard, Maureen. Think real hard. Now, it's important. Something that might give me an answer.
I don't know. I keep going over the day the 6 of us graduated, the party we had.
Wait a minute. 6? I thought there was only 5 of you.
Oh, Miriam McDonald was a sorority sister. But she died 4 years ago, car accident. But I'm sure her death has no bearing on this.
Yeah. I'm not so sure. Now, I can't be sure that you're not next on the killer's hit list. Come on, let's go.
Where to?
We're going to your house. I've got a security guard waiting for us. Be there when we get there.
It's me.
CJ, I thought I told you to go home.
I am home. One of the reasons I'm calling is to see if Maureen is okay.
Maureen is fine. I just took her home. Listen, she told me about Mary Ann McDonald.
Oh, my God, Mary Ann. Must be my concussion. I completely forgot about her, Houston. You don't think her death's connected to this, do you?
Well, it was a car accident, right?
I'm scared.
CJ, did the security man get there?
Yeah, all three. Fort Knox should be so safe.
Yeah, well, you mean a little bit more to me than Fort Knox. Did you come up with anything else on the other sorority sister?
The other reason I called is because there's a message on my answering service from Carol. She said she wants to talk to you right away and will meet you at your office.
I'm on my way. Listen, you get some rest. I'll talk to you in the morning, all right? Barney? Houston, I'll be up in my office for a bit, all right? Barney? Operator, Matt Houston, listen, I need an ambulance right away, please, at the Houston Inc. building. It's 100 Century Plaza South. Thank you.
Houston, we gotta make him what was left of that guy who took a swan dive off this building. Name Richard Hunter, would-be comedian, Philadelphia, in town about 6 months.
Any other occupation?
Like I said, failed comic, got desperate. You name it, he'd do it if the price was right.
All of which tells us absolutely nothing.
Yeah, except for the fact that these two fellas, one of which was on the concrete at the base of my building, could have been working for somebody who masterminded these murders. Vance, thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the coffee.
Bye-bye.
Bye, CJ.
You know, I sure wish you hadn't come down here. Why didn't you stay home?
Come on, Houston. First my sorority sisters, now you. How am I supposed to stay at home?
It's a good point. Let's go to work. All right, CJ, these are all the players and their common denominators, at least the ones we know of.
I checked the out-of-state sorority sisters. They're all fine. Houston, listen, I'm worried about Carol. I spoke to her on the phone. I filled her in. She said she was going to meet me here at the office. It's been quite a while, and she hasn't shown up.
Oh, yes, she has.
Doc!
CJ.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
Fine. How
Oh,
you doing?
you look great.
Thank you.
Matlock, this is Carol Lemaster, the best sawbones Harvard ever gave a sheepskin to.
Well, Dr. Lemaster, you can take my pulse anytime.
Well, I only wish we were meeting under happier circumstances.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the information that you girls give us will prevent us from coming up with another eulogy. Now, your lawyer friend, Maureen, she told me there was a common denominator that we don't know about yet.
What's that?
Mary Ann McDonald.
But she's been dead over 4 years. What could Mary Ann's death have to do with us now?
You tell me.
Well, there's not much to tell, Houston. She was a lovely girl, voted most popular in the sorority.
And she was lucky. Everything fell into place for her. Mary Ann was bright, pretty. She met a real Prince Charming and got married. Just like a fairy tale.
Except for the ending.
Yeah. Listen, Maureen told me that Mary Ann died in a car accident. Now, where was that?
San Francisco.
Oh.
Houston, where are you headed?
San Francisco. I want to find out about the so-called accident. Doctor, it was a pleasure.
Is he always like that?
No, sometimes he does things on the spur of the moment. Excuse me. Houston Industries.
CJ, Myron, put Houston on the phone fast.
Myron, he's left for San Francisco.
San Francisco? But I think I found half of what he's looking for. Hardy, but no Laurel.
That's because Laurel is dead.
Kidding. The top floor? Ooh. Okay, I'll keep an eye on Hardy until you hear from Houston. Right. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, miss.
Okay, but the next guy that grabs him, he gets punched out.
Oh, they used to call me Snow White, but I drifted. Oh.
Phone call I got says you come all the way up from Smogsville just to talk about that accident 4 years ago.
It was an accident.
Oh? Cheers. Well, here's the story. I'd been off of homicide for about a year, assigned a traffic detail, and we got this call that a brand new car was doing a Brody off the Golden Gate Bridge, 220 feet straight down, plop.
Yeah, and inside that car were the newlyweds, Mary Ann McDonald Singer and her husband, Charlie Singer.
Well, we found her, not him. She was strapped in, seatbelt.
So you just assumed that his body was swept away by the current?
I didn't assume nothing. The guys down at headquarters, that's what they settled on. But to this day, me and my partner don't agree with none of them.
Your partner? You know, something I'd kind of like to talk to him, too, if I could.
Well, you are talking to him. It's this way, kid. Ever since I was a rookie, I've had this feeling in my head that I call my partner. And whenever I was out on a case and there was something fishy, my little partner would start hammering on my head. And he sure as hell was hammering that day of that accident, I'll tell you.
Didn't City Hall think it was a little strange? I mean, they never found a husband's body. No records on the man. It was as though he didn't exist.
As you know, City Hall does a volume business, quick turnovers. You know, they reach a point where they have to F and F. File and forget.
Oh, yeah. So that's when the case ended?
And for them, but not for me and my partner. We were hooked. We just kept digging even after they retired me. Nuts.
Yeah, well, and then what happened?
And 6 months before she married Singer, Mary Ann McDonald came into some money, like $500,000.
Let me guess, you and your partner checked it out. Turns up that her bank account was bone dry.
You got it, kid.
Yeah, listen, was there any trace of this husband after that, any at all?
Oh, yeah. Me and my partner, we tracked him down to Utah last year. Arizona before that.
It was the same M.O., right? All he did was marry wealthy women, then get rid of them in a prearranged accident.
That's him. I know it's him. But every time I mention it, you know, somebody says, hey, Section 8, baby.
I don't think you're crazy, Buster. I just think you're one hell of a cop.
Retired cop. You know, I wasn't going to show you this until my partner checked you out.
Well, what's your partner's verdict?
Oh, he thinks you're a pretty good egg. Yeah, I won a big daily double one time, and we used the proceeds to track Bluebeard all the way down to New Mexico. And that's him, the groom.
Tell me something, Buster. Can I hang on to this for a bit?
Only on one condition. If you catch that creep, you let us know. Me and my partner would feel vindicated if you did nail him.
You got it. And I'll tell you what, tell your partner I'd like to buy both of you a very expensive dinner. You know, steak and lobster. Who knows, maybe we'd come up with a big bottle of champagne.
Oh, he'd like that.
I bet you he would.
All right, come on now. From now on, shirts and ties. That's it.
Mr. Houston, it's Murray. He's calling from Singapore. He's still waiting at the airport. He has to know what to do.
Murray, get a hotel.
I haven't met the champion. Oh, Houston, how was San Francisco?
Well, I think I'm one step closer to finding your would-be killer, CJ. Listen, ladies, I need to ask you all a question. Now, are any of you planning on attending a social event this week, say, like a wedding?
I am.
And so am I.
Ditto.
Ditto. So you're all going to a wedding?
Aunt Liz's.
Who's Aunt Liz?
Aunt Liz, Elizabeth Davis, as in Davis Diamond Mine, Davis Steel Mills, Davis Land Development.
You might say Aunt Liz is the patron saint of our sorority.
Founded it back in the year of the flood. Supported it ever since.
You obviously don't read the social columns, Houston. It's going to be the wedding of the decade.
Does anybody here recognize the groom in this photograph?
It's Charles Singer.
The man who married Mary Ann 4 years ago.
We were Mary Ann's bridesmaids.
The man has made a career out of marrying rich women, and then he kills them off, like he did Mary Ann, and like he plans to do with Aunt Liz.
Houston, this doesn't track. Now, why would he want to kill the three of us?
It goes like this. Now, he knows that Liz is connected with the sorority sisters. Like you said, the wedding's going to be a very large media event. He's afraid one of you is going to recognize him from a picture, because it'll get in the newspaper, on television, no doubt.
Houston, where did you get that picture of Jonathan Renfield?
What do you mean, Jonathan Renfield?
The owner of the Comedy Classics Club.
Jonathan Renfield is the name of the man Aunt Liz is going to marry.
Didn't CJ tell you that I found the latter half of Laurel and Hardy last night at Renfield's club?
Myron, I forgot. I didn't have a chance.
Now, are you positive that the man in the photograph is Jonathan Renfield?
Well, of course it is. I talked to the man while I was there last night.
Better get a hold of Aunt Liz and warn her, CJ.
Elizabeth Davis, please. Well, could you tell me where she is? This is urgent. Yes, thank you. She's at Renfield's club.
Call her pronto.
Look, yeah, the number's right here on the matchbook.
Hello, CJ. How are you?
Are you all right?
Well, never better. Why do you ask?
Listen, I don't have time to explain. I want you to listen to me and just trust me. I'm here with Matt Houston. Now, he has proof that the man you're about to marry is a killer.
CJ, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
But what in God's name am I supposed to do?
What you do is nothing. You stay right there. Matt and I are on our way over now.
That was CJ Parsons with some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that Matt Houston knows all about your unsavory past.
And the good news?
Miss Parsons and Mr. Houston are en route here to rescue me from your evil clutches.
Well, then, we'll have to prepare something very special for their arrival, won't we?
What if Renfield doesn't want to see us?
Well, CJ, he won't really have to see us. I mean, we know what he looks like by just photo.
Well, Myron says he likes to dress up like Charlie Chaplin a lot.
Oh, well, I mean, if that's true and he does it today, it's going to make things a whole lot easier. It's not going to be a problem. It's just going to be a piece of cake. Oh, boy. CJ, maybe if we just mingle amongst them for a while, sooner or later we'll run into him.
I don't think we're going to score that way.
Oh, but you did score. Now, I want you to do exactly as I say, Mr. Houston. You too, Miss Parsons. I thank you for your cooperation. But just head over to that door over there, please. Now, go ahead.
CJ, welcome. I haven't seen you since one of my weddings.
And never mind the amenities, Jonathan. Did you bring the car on the front?
Yes, ma'am.
CJ, why do I get the distinct feeling that Aunt Liz is not playing on our team?
Simple. I now have a team of my own.
Meaning Mr. Renfield here has been your second man all along. Just tell me something. Why are you doing this?
When I fell in love with Jonathan, and I do love the man, I had a complete background check run on him. It told me everything.
You knew that he killed 2 previous wives and 3 sorority sisters.
Lizzie, you've got to be sick. Why didn't you just elope and save all the publicity?
Elope? The daughter of Horace Pennington Davis elope? Mr. Houston, we're members of the aristocracy. And when we married, like it or not, it's a media event.
And you went along with all this? Knowing full well that 5 innocent ladies would have to die?
I went along with all this because Elizabeth has enough evidence to send me to several gas chambers.
Yes. If after Jonathan and I are married, I should suddenly die, then that evidence will immediately find itself in the hands of a very dear and old friend, the chief of police.
CJ, I never did like name droppers. CJ, watch her phone Vince.
Well, you win some, lose some. Right, Houston?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Tried to kill CJ.
He's to forget this guy. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's not worth it.
Maybe you're right. And then again, he... Tell you, this might just wet your whistle here. Oh, doesn't that look good?
Oh, it looks wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Tell me something there. What's a fellow like you doing running a bar? I mean, being a retired cop and all, a little dangerous.
Yeah, but, you know, a little more income.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You know, Renfield was a real pro. I mean, it's just like with all his victims. He really did his homework on Elizabeth.
I found out that Aunt Liz was a classic comedy freak.
And he built the classic comedy shop just for her.
Hey. Well, Mama. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Yes, Mama.
What a handsome man.
Who, Mama?
Pero
Oh, that's Mr. Buster.
Oh, so he's the one who was a big-time San Francisco policeman, huh?
Yeah. He supplied all the information to help Houston break the case.
Boy, they sure got good-looking cops in that San Francisco.
Come on, they got good-looking cops in L.A., too.
Really? Oh, you could have fooled me. Oh, buonasera, C.J. Houston.
Listen, Mama, I'd like to meet a friend of mine, Buster.
Oh,
how do you
do? How is Mrs. Buster?
Well, there is no Mrs. Buster. I'm a widower.
Oh, what a coincidence. I'm a widow, too. 15 years. 15 lonely, long years.
Won't you sit down,
Oh,
Mama?
I really shouldn't.
Mama, what are we going to have for dinner? We're starved.
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, dinner would be a great idea.
Oh, I accept, Mr. Buster. I know a wonderful restaurant. You know, they make cafe that's not as good as mine.
Better cock your pistols.
CJ, just what exactly is the Beverly Woods Social Club?
Well, according to Murray, it's a high-class charitable organization, a little bit like a country club. The annual fair that they're having today is to benefit handicapped kids.
Yeah, well, $5,000 a ticket, they're going to help an awful lot of kids today.
25 years ago today, gents. This bazaar marks our silver anniversary.
Hard to believe, Holly. You sure don't look it. How much money has this club raised so far?
Well, you'll have to ask His Honor the Mayor. He oversees the accounting.
We should easily top the $20 million mark this year.
Unbelievable.
I'll say it one more time, Charlie. What I choose to do with that book is my business, and my business alone. Are we agreed?
No, that is not what we agreed on.
Okay. Bottom line, if you want to go on working for me, you'll never mention that book again.
Good afternoon, Miss Moran. And how is America's most hated poison pen columnist?
Deadlier than ever, thank you. And how's America's hero of the baseball diamond?
Oh, I'm fine. Just as long as you keep my name out of your column. You know, thanks to you, we've got a new phrase. Punk journalism.
Punk. Oh! 2 in a row. Oh, there we go. Not bad, huh?
Thank
you. Let's see what else is around here.
Yes, sir, Senator. I'm here to warn you that the forces of evil lurk all around us. Satan never rests. Now, that's why we need dedicated believers, brethren like yourself.
No need to worry, Reverend Sunday. As long as I have a vote in Sacramento, you have a vote in Sacramento.
Hallelujah. Sisters?
Oh, boy, I think we ought to play some darts. There you go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Holly Harkins, and you're Matt Houston. I know because I've seen you on the news several times.
Pleasure to meet you. Listen, this is my associate, C.J. Parsons.
Oh, yes, you'll do nicely. Muscles. I bet you can ring that gong.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I hope it's you. Give me your tickets. Your ticket stubs.
Yeah, C.J., have you got the ticket?
I haven't got any tickets.
Let me check. There we go.
Good, thank you.
Now, listen, I'm a little bit lost here.
Well, they're for the big drawing, highlight of the bazaar. Thank you very much.
All right, brothers and sisters, it's that time now. Time for the drawing. Y'all gather around now. Come on down here.
It's time. Come on. You'll see what it is. Oh, yeah, you're the one. Your ticket's getting picked. I know it is.
Like a raccoon?
Good. That's it. Come on. Brothers and sisters, it's time. Time for the drawing. Y'all come on down here and gather around now. Come on. Hallelujah.
Okay. All right. Now, all of you turkeys, come on. Move your tail feathers down here for the big event. Come on. That's right. Faster. Okay. You ready? Here's the deal. One of these sweet young things down here is going to pick one ticket stub, and the winner gets one shot at the hammer over there. We have an anonymous donor who is going to match whatever mark you reach, no matter what, in dollar bills all the way up to $350,000. But there's only one catch. You donate every cent you win back to our charity. Now, wait a minute. Then you get to take a big, fat tax deduction. Sure, sounds better, doesn't it? Right? Okay, you ready? Fine. Oh, wait. Just put that in, too, will you, honey? Now, let's see. Would you roll the basket, ladies? Once or twice. Let's roll it. That's it. Let's just twirl it. There we go. Now, give me a winner. You all ready for the win? And the excitement mounts. The winner is 1726. 1726?
I got it. Here it is. I got it.
Well, now, just a minute, Vonda. Just a minute. Well, congratulations. To tell you the truth, I had hoped for a 2-ton gorilla so that we could make sure that gong got rung, but what are you going to do? Now, Vonda, take your time and take your best shot, okay? Right over there.
Stand back, everybody. Stand back. I may only weigh 120 pounds, but you're all in for one hell of a surprise.
I heard Vonda Moran was a real swinger, but getting herself blown into the next county?
Swinger? Like the mallet? Bad pun, Vince.
Bad pun, I know. Do you always have to make this trip right before dinner is served?
When you gotta go, Dad.
Kids, it's also lucky for me that Beverly Woods is not my beat. I mean, the lady who got blown up had so many enemies, I'd be interrogating suspects till retirement day.
Hey,
What?
did you tell them?
Tell them what?
What? Oh, come on, look. Look at you, poor Nicky. Your oldest son fails the test for his Boy Scout marriage badge in pornography, and you ask what?
Pornography?
Mama, Nicky failed his test for his merit badge in photography.
Hey, that's what I said. What's the matter? You got a hearing problem, too? My firstborn grandson, a failure. Paura, he's gonna end up in Skim Row with all the other bums.
Mama, it's no big deal. I failed my test for photography when I was Nicky's age, too. Did I end up a bum?
You didn't end up in the White House either, filho mio.
Telephone, Houston.
Well, thank you, Tony. Excuse me. Houston.
Pay close attention, because there'll be no instant replay. When I hang up, you hang up. Go directly to the back door, exit into the alley.
Is that a fact? Listen, whoever you are, I appreciate the invitation, but I'm already spoken for.
Get cute on me, something real bad might happen.
I'm about to terminate this phone conversation.
I wouldn't. I've got a gun, and if I've got to come in there, somebody might get hurt. You got till the count of 3.
Listen, you gotta be... Mama, hold it. Just leave that right there. I'll take it out in a minute, okay? Listen, I'm on my way out.
Backseat, Houston.
Supposed to be out of line if I asked you fellas just where the hell it was I was going and why. Back. Hey,
Vincenzo, presto! Mi hai scordato una bottiglia in testa, povero Houston, non posso farlo via in macchina!
How's he doing?
Still out.
Stupid. Why can't he do it the easy way?
Inside. What inside? It's just a police station. What?
Inside.
You gotta
move it.
You gotta be kidding me. What's going on? It's a police station. You're crazy. Sergeant. Am I glad to see you?
Good work, fellas. That'll do it. Mr. Houston, the chief is waiting to see you. Through there. Bear to your left, first door on the right.
Welcome, Mr. Houston. Right on time. You remember the mayor and Holly Harkins?
I do, sir. Are you, all right, son?
Well, I'll tell you, a couple of thugs brought me down here, and they were not very near.
Oh, yes. Odell and Carter, I know.
Oh, well, that's all just great, but would you mind me asking a question? What the hell am I doing here?
Yes. It's very simple. We want to hire you to find Vonda Moran's killer.
Wait a minute, you, the police chief, want to hire me?
All three of us.
All three of you? Well, this might be a stupid question, but why don't you just use your own police force?
It's sensitive. Your participation in this would have to be top secret.
Okay. From the top. We believe Vonda Moran was killed because of a certain black book, one she stole from me.
That book contains information which could ruin a lot of fine reputations.
She was going to publish the contents of my book in her syndicated column, unless
Yeah, let me take a shot in the dark. Blackmail, right?
Right.
You and Vonda Moran threatened to publish that little book unless some of the folks that were named in it, like you, Mr. Mayor, and you, Chief, didn't pay up. Well, looks like I'm on a roll here, so I'll keep going. Now, seems to me that Vonda Moran's killer decided that they'd just take over the spot in the blackmail game. Is this true or false?
True.
Well, now I'm beginning to get the whole picture of this thing. Now, tell me something. Just how many club members are mentioned in this little bestseller? We are talking about club members, aren't we?
Oh, no. No. Not all the members. We're concerned with a small but very elite branch of our club.
We call it the Aphrodisia Fellowship.
See, that's a cute name. It sounds more like a fancy word for a club of ill repute that supplies ladies of the evening to VIPs who are afraid to get caught.
Now, look, this is the only fellowship of its kind in the world. It's for public figures who couldn't possibly... You get the point.
Mm-hmm. And it's run to perfection by Holly here. Not one iota of trouble since it's been founded.
Never.
I suppose if you all want to discount the iota of the murder that happened today at the bazaar. Listen, folks, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a prude, but this just is not in my line of work.
Just a moment, please.
Scotty's here, Chief. All set and ready to go for the photo session.
Thank you, Sergeant.
There's a lot more at stake here than some VIP reputations, Mr. Houston, and you're looking at one of them. Scotty, this is Mr. Mac Houston.
How do you do, sir?
How you doing, partner? Listen, my friends call me Houston.
How do you do, Houston, sir?
Scotty's poster boy for our Kurt Fund Drive.
Same charity that was started by our Aphrodisia Fellowship some 25 years ago. And of course, there won't be any funds if certain information becomes public and our fellowship closes down.
You people drive a hard bargain. Listen, first off, I'm gonna need a list of all the club members. I'm gonna need files, photos, financial statements, everything from where they were the time the bomb went off to the grandma's favorite color.
Anything you say, cowboy.
Listen, why don't you run along and get your picture taken, okay? And I'll bet you it's gonna be the best fundraiser ever, huh?
Thank you, Houston, sir.
First up, Houston, The victim, Vonda Moran. From social column to obituary page in one big bang.
Suspects?
Not that many club members. For example, Johnny Donato, club bouncer, glorified gopher, and Vonda's former live-in lover. When she stopped seeing him, he threatened to sue her for palimony.
Well, CJ, don't you think that Johnny Donato's just a little bit too young for Vonda?
How about a lot too young? He claimed the only reason he stayed with her is because she promised to adopt him and make him her sole heir.
You see, instead she kicked him out, and he got no palimony, no inheritance. That's a couple good motives for murder.
That's right. Charlie Arbus, the victim's ambitious leg man.
There's another couple good motives for murder. I mean, think about it. He kills his boss. He gets to take over her job, and he also gets his hands on the blackmail book. Reverend Noah Sunday. What, is he a suspect?
Well, he's a charter member of the Aphrodisia Fellowship.
Oh, I see. And if his following ever got wind that their self-appointed savior had helped start a high-class bordello...
His flock would stampede.
You're all over him, CJ. Terry Noble.
Baseball player extraordinaire.
I tell you, CJ, and that man's a lot more. He's only got one fault, and that's he doesn't have any faults at all.
Well, not so that his fans would notice, Houston, but he is running for a second term as president of the Aphrodisia Fellowship.
I see. And if that news got out, I tell you, our all-American boy could be benched for life. I'd call that a fair to middling motive for murder, CJ, wouldn't you?
When and where do we start?
Well, I'd say we ought to start first thing tomorrow morning. Scene of the crime. I heard a famous detective say that once. Go again. It's me again. It'll get expensive. Jay? Morning, Chief. Charlie?
Morning.
I was just telling Holly we haven't turned up very much on the Vonda Moran murder. The weapon was an easy-to-make firebomb, obviously set to explode on contact.
So the killer didn't necessarily have to be an explosive expert.
No, he could have been a rank amateur. My lab boys tell me there's a lot of sulfur mixed in with the TNT.
Meaning?
I don't know. It was just there. It's puzzling.
All I have to do is figure out who put it there.
Well, I've had so many workmen coming and going all week, anybody could have planted that bomb.
Well, I have a staff meeting. If you folks will excuse me.
Bye-bye.
Listen, I have to ask the Chief a question. Be right back. Chief, I wanted to ask you about ticket stubs.
Ticket stubs?
Yeah, I figure whoever killed Vonda had to make sure her ticket stub was the first one out of the chute, meaning it had to be somebody with authority.
Holly?
Yeah, well, think about it. All she needed was an accomplice, somebody to rig up that gizmo to explode as soon as Vonda hit it with a hammer.
Oh, I can't believe Holly'd resort to murder. She'd have to have a very strong motive.
Well, how about a couple of strong motives? One being to protect her business, and two being to protect her friends, including you, from being blackmailed.
Well, I'll definitely look into it.
That'd be fine. Excuse me, I really didn't mean to desert you here. Holly, I wanted to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
What makes you so sure that Vonda's the one that stole your trick book?
Well, now, that's one question I was hoping to avoid, because the answer to it makes me look like one hell of a suspect. You see, I was Vonda's first blackmail customer. Oh, yes, she promised to leave my club members alone if I would pay her $1 million.
And you turned her down.
Well, I had to. I don't have that kind of money.
With an operation like this?
I have expensive habits.
Expensive? I mean, like taking care of all the crippled children.
I had a son who got polio when he was very young and died.
I'm sorry.
Now, I don't care who she's with. I'm going to talk to her right now.
It's all right, Johnny. Those two have always been a mutual hate society.
Holly, I gotta talk to you. Private.
Look, Terry, if it has anything to do with blackmail, these folks know all about it. This is Mr. Matt Houston, and honey...
C.J. Parsons.
Yes.
$100,000. That's what they want to keep quiet.
Just exactly who is they?
I don't know. It was an anonymous phone call. Holly, how could you be so stupid to keep a complete set of records?
That's a question I've been asking myself a lot lately.
Holly's not stupid, but you are if you don't turn around and head out right now.
Hey, come on, fellas. Come on.
Johnny.
Listen, I think maybe it's about time that you just hit the road, all right? CJ, I think it's about time that we hit the road, too. Come on, let's go.
Where?
We're gonna get us some of that old-time religion, CJ.
Houston, are you sure we're not lost?
Well, a man at his church said that Reverend Sunday was building his new tabernacle out here.
I don't believe this. It's a dump.
That's what the man at the church said.
Welcome, brother. Welcome, sister.
Reverend, Sister Hope, Sister Faith, or what's that Faith and... I'm Matt Houston, C.J. Parsons. We met the other day at the Beverly Woods Social Club.
Oh, yes, I remember. Poor Sister Vonda. A reminder to us all that Satan never rests, Mr. Houston.
Listen, I understand you were pretty good friends with Vonda. I mean, she took care of you in her newspaper column. I mean, made you kind of a celebrity.
Well, I was privileged to have saved Sister Vonda's soul. Thanks to me, she was born again just last month.
Sort of a short lifespan, wasn't it?
I'd like you to feast your eyes on my golden stairway to Heaven Palace.
You know, the sign down there said this is a dump.
Oh, but the land will be filled and graded, and then will rise up a palace of worship like none other in the entire world, Mr. Houston.
So, yeah, you could fit a couple cotton balls in there, couldn't you?
It'll cost $60 million, but God will provide, as he has provided this acreage.
Yeah, I'll bet he will. Listen, you know, the city usually takes these dumps, fills them in, turns them into parks, and yet somehow you came up with the deed for this place.
Our Lord works in mysterious ways, his wonders to behold.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Listen, now I'm working on the Vonda Moran killing, and it's come to my attention that you were one of the founders of the Aphrodisia Fellowship.
The what fellowship?
Aphrodisia, like in fun and games?
Yes, it's a group of men who indulge in sensual pleasures, and they're protected from it becoming public.
Are you speaking of harlotry? Harlotry? Me? One of the chosen few, a messenger of God? Why, I'd just as soon be consumed by hellfire and brimstone. You offend me, Mr. Houston. I think you better get off my property.
Prayer meeting's over, CJ.
Please, just leave.
The Bible says, if thy right eye offends thee, pluck it out. If thy right hand offends thee, cut it off.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. Thank you. You know, it helps to look toward the good book at times like these.
About Mr. Houston.
He offends me.
You remember us from yesterday? C.J. Parsons, Matt Houston?
That's right. Listen, I've been hired to find out who killed your former boss lady.
Well, I already gave my statement to the cops.
Yeah, well, did you also tell them that you've got two very good motives for wanting her dead? Yeah, see, you get to take over Vonda's job, and also you got to get your hands on Holly's trick book. Hey, easy now, come on.
Need
now.
some help, Charlie?
Yeah, Hank. Yeah, I need some help, yeah.
Listen, fellas, there's nothing wrong here. Fellas, there's no problem.
Let's play some medicine ball with the turkey until he needs some real medicine.
Houston!
Now, the sergeant's got all your names, telephone numbers, addresses. All right, well, don't anybody take any long vacations. We'll probably be in touch with you again. Okay, you can go now. Well, now the key question is, who was the killer trying to kill? You or Mr. Arbus?
How about both of us?
How about it?
Well, see, now listen, I figured the killer probably got a little paranoid. He thought Charlie and I knew too much about him and the missing trick book.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, listen, I've been working on the theory that Charlie probably offed his boss just so he could check the book out of her library and use it for blackmail purposes.
2 people dead over 1 book.
An X-rated book, the kind murders are made of.
Listen, Chief, you mind if I ask you a personal question?
I suppose it's about my membership in the Aphrodisia Fellowship. Ask away.
Listen, who's got the most to lose by the contents of that trick book becoming public?
All of us, me included. All the members are public figures.
Well, what about non-members? Say, for instance, Johnny Donato or somebody like that. Now, are they capable of blackmail and murder?
Oh, yes. Donato's breakup with Vonda was very messy. As for blackmail, Donato does have a record. 3 years for embezzlement.
Well, it brings me to the big banana question. What about Holly? You think she's capable of hiring somebody like Donato to blow away Vonda?
Holly?
Yeah.
I don't know why you're so intent on involving Holly in this killing. She is not involved. Just forget about it. Cross her off your little list of suspects.
CJ, do you get the impression that the chief protesteth a little bit too much?
A lot too much.
I think it's about time that you got a hold of your friend in Sacramento, just like we discussed. I'll get that. Hello, it's Houston. Right, Pam, listen, we're on our way. CJ, seems like we have a surprise visitor back at the office.
Thank you, child. A work of art.
Oh, how nice of y'all to come. Welcome, brother. Welcome, sister.
Nice of you to invite us.
CJ, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same man of the cloth that chased us off his property today.
Please, Mr. Houston, I come in peace.
Yeah, tell me something, Reverend. Doesn't the good book frown upon drinking?
Did Jesus turn water into wine for the multitudes?
Yes, he did. Yeah, Lot's wife also got turned into salt, but I suppose that just justify you drinking margaritas when gin's all gone, huh?
Excellent idea, Mr. Houston. Excellent. But see, tequila gives me a headache.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, let's get down to business, all right? Now, I still believe that you are one of the founders of the Aphrodisia Fellowship.
Mr. Houston, might I have a word with you in private?
Oh, yes, you might.
Excuse me, ladies.
Ma'am. Mr. Houston, it is true that one time my spirit was willing, but my flesh became weak.
Yeah, well, listen, I got a phone call from you telling me that you wanted to talk to me of something very important.
I'm being blackmailed. Sister Holly said you might be able to help me out.
In what way?
Financial. I need $100,000 by midnight tomorrow. You could write it off as a gift to him.
Yeah, no doubt I could do that. Only problem is I don't believe he'd see a dime of it. It'd be just you and the blackmailer.
Look, Mr. Houston, maybe my way isn't your way, but thousands of people receive spiritual help from me. Sure, I'm flamboyant. Some people call me a con artist. I'll even admit that I've never been ordained, but neither was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, just go ahead. Tell me the rest of it, would you?
Thank you. If I'm publicly linked to the Aphrodisia Fellowship, it's over. It's all over for me and all those people who believe in what I preach. Please, Mr. Houston, don't deny all those needy souls their nourishment. Don't turn them off religion and hand them over to Satan all because of something I foolishly did. Please, help me.
Well, I'll make you one promise. I'm going to put the blackmailer out of business before you have to meet your midnight deadline tomorrow.
But what if you fail, Mr. Houston?
Oh, ye of little faith.
Hello? Yes, he's right here. Pardon me? I'll tell him. Houston, it's Terry Noble. He says he wants you to meet him right away. And it's not about baseball.
Hello? Anybody home? Terry, it's Houston. I'm fine. I'm just dandy.
Yeah, well, I don't feel very dandy.
Well, Vince, listen, I appreciate all your concern, but really, I'm just fine.
Houston, I don't feel dandy because I'm up to my handcuffs in a very messy and complicated case that started in somebody else's city, Beverly Woods. Now it's slipped over into my city.
That's just what I said, Vince. You're all heart.
Come on. 2 people are dead, an attempt on your life, and a baseball player who claims total ignorance.
Hey, Lieutenant, I never phoned Houston. I never told him to meet me here.
Well, then Holly set up Houston.
Well, now that I think about it, CJ did mention the fact that the voice on the phone sounded like it had a cold, so it really could be anybody. Then again, it could be you.
Well, it wasn't.
Why was this place closed down today?
I don't know. Look, I don't own this place, all right? I have nothing to do with operating it. The owners pay me for the use of my name. Talk to them.
Count on it.
Mr. Vance, I got a scoop. I tell you, my body's just crying out for all kinds of liquid goodies.
You all right to drive?
Well, not the Indianapolis 500, but I think I can make it to my office.
Well, I heard you had a rip-roaring afternoon and evening.
I've had more peaceful days, CJ. How'd your telephone conversation in Sacramento go?
Pay dirt. Everything you want to know condensed down for a very busy private investigator.
Well, I should have known this, CJ. Well, now we know who the killer is. All I have to do is prove it.
We know who the killer is?
Yes, CJ, we do. Listen, I'm gonna give you a list of people, and I want you to invite them all out to the Beverly Woods Social Club tomorrow at 2 p.m.
What's the occasion?
Oh, it's the first annual Matlock Houston Hookerama.
A hookerama?
CJ, what time is it?
It's 45 seconds later than the last time you asked.
Listen, now, are you sure the telegrams I sent out said specifically for everybody to be here no later than 2 p.m.?
Yes, Houston, but it's not quite 2 p.m.
Yeah, well, huh. Looks like we can scratch him off our list of suspects. Yep.
Getting interesting, Houston.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why don't you join the others?
Houston, how does this hookerama work?
Well, CJ, it works like any other hookerama. Well, looks like we can scratch one baseball star and one ex-lover. Well, soon enough, we'll find out. The others are waiting right over there. Crowd's over there. CJ, what time is it?
It's 1 minute after 2.
Yeah. You know, I think that's just about all the proof I need.
Houston, that's nifty, but would you mind sharing that one with me, please?
Well, CJ, figure it out for yourself. Now, what did the last line of that telegram invitation I sent say?
It said that you were going to produce and publicly burn Holly's trick book at 2 p.m.
Now, who didn't show up at our little bonfire here today?
Reverend Noah Sunday.
Now, why do you suppose the good Reverend didn't show?
Because he has Holly's trick book, which means you have no book to burn.
Right. Now, why don't you stick around and tell the rest of the folks what a hookerama is, okay?
No, brother, you must visualize it as I do. My golden stairway to heaven palace must be the ultimate palace of worship in the world. It must put the Taj Mahal and all those other places to shame. It must, I'll phone you, later. That's all for right now. Welcome, brother.
I know all about it, Noah. Blackmail, the killing. I think I know why you did it.
Oh, what are you referring to, Mr. Houston?
It's called truth. Something you haven't dealt with in a long time.
Are you accusing me of telling untruths?
Why don't you come off it, Noah? You are the killer. Just tell me something. Just tell me why.
I did it. I did it for him. I did it for him.
You know something? I believe you. Because I believe in your own mind that you really do feel like you did it for him. But that's 2 murders, Noah. What kind of religion is that?
Everything has a season. Time to die. Time to kill. Ecclesiastes 3:3.
That's right. Now finish that. It's also a time to heal.
Brendan's got things that are God's.
Thou shalt not kill, Noah. You remember that one? No, there was nothing wrong with your dream. It was a good dream, but you let it get a hold of you. You let it possess you. I did some checking up around Sacramento. It turns out that you used that trick book to bribe a state official into deeding over all this land to you.
I did it for him?
Ticket stub was easy too, wasn't it? It was Sister Faith. I mean, she drew the winning ticket, but only after she had palmed Vonda's in her hand and made the switch. Do something for me, Noah. Come on. Just take my hand, all right? We're gonna get you some help. Come on. All right. That's it. Get you out of here. Let's go. Come on. Easy. Let's go.
Quiet, everybody. Silenzio un momento, please. Mama wishes to announce that Nicky Novelli has officially received his Boy Scout marriage badge.
My what?
Merit badge, Mama.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you failed that test.
Oh, no, sir. I did really great.
Oh, his parole leader, he goofed up.
Patrol, Mama.
So my Nicky passed with flying honors. Oh,
that's super.
Congratulations.
You know, this calls for a real celebration.
I told you Nicky had a brain, Mama.
Only in America could it happen, Benedetto Paez.
Well, that's right. I mean, think about the kid's a whiz. I mean, he got his marriage badge in pornography. I mean, the sky's the limit. It could be the next president of the United States. Oh, look.
Better cock your pistols.
Bar's open.
Hey, Johnny! Oh, you sounded great tonight.
Oh, I especially loved the ending. Oh.
The medley.
No, when the curtain came down.
But awesome!
God, not again.
Operator, information LA.
Money, Houston. We're talking money. Millions and millions of dollars, yen, pounds, francs, Deutschmarks, Swiss francs, guilders, liras. We could clean up. This stuff costs practically nothing to manufacture. I'm telling you, it would be like printing money.
This sounds an awful lot like a business deal your brother Murray had put together.
Is Murray still in Paris?
That's right, but I came up with this company on my own.
Myron, this is not exactly a glamour company.
Yeah, Myron, CJ's right. I'm just not sure that Houston Industries wants to buy a company that manufactures, toilet paper.
Well, somebody's got to.
Yeah.
Mr. Houston, there's a Johnny Foster on the phone for you.
Johnny. Thank you. Well, partner, long time no see.
Houston, I need help. Now, you gotta help me to stop.
Johnny, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about killing people.
Johnny, where are you?
I'm in Vegas, Desert Horizon.
Just hold on a minute, all right? CJ, call the airport. Tell them to get my plane ready. Johnny, listen, stay put. I'll be there in a couple of hours.
Okay, hurry, Houston, please. I don't want to kill any more.
Fabulous, my darlings, fabulous. Now, we only have 2 hours until the next show. Surprise me, be on time for the next show. Good, good.
Christy, you look sloppy as hell out there tonight.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cole. I'm trying. I really am.
Try harder, or you'll be trying food stamps.
Who's there? If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Doesn't look too terrific, does it?
Johnny? Excuse me. Johnny, what the hell is going on?
Hey, what do you think? Get up against it. Get over. Go on, get him out of here. Get that garbage out of here. Oh, now, who are you now? What's your name?
My name's Matt Houston.
Matt Houston, huh? Private investigator, huh?
Yeah, listen, Johnny Foster is a friend of mine.
You got lousy taste in friends.
Would you mind telling me just what happened here?
Less than an hour ago, a showgirl had her throat cut. That's 3 girls in a month, Mr. Houston. All dead. We found your friend here with a bloody switchblade in his hand. Now, anything else you want to know, Mr. Houston? Because if not, I'm going to stroll out to the parking lot and lose my dinner. And then when I pull everything together, I'm going to have to figure out who I have to inform that this last girl is dead. A husband, a boyfriend, a mother, a father, who knows? Or maybe it'll be like the last time. I'll have to tell a 7-year-old kid that his mommy's never coming home again. Like I said, cowboy, you got lousy taste in friends.
Look, why don't you do us both a favor? Why don't you head back to L.A.?
Because I haven't finished what I came here to do, Johnny.
Yeah, well, it's too late. It's true.
What's true, Johnny?
The blood, the murders.
Listen, are you sure that you killed that girl last night?
I don't know. I guess so. I mean, I'm not sure. After I called you, I had a couple of drinks. Well, I had a lot of drinks. Next thing I knew, I was knee-deep in cops.
Are you telling me that you blacked out?
Oh, it happens a lot these days. It's been a long time since I sang for your daddy in his roadhouse.
Johnny, there's a big difference between thinking you killed somebody and knowing you did.
Yeah, well, you see, the cops found me with the knife in my hands, and then the shirts and the blood.
Yeah, what shirts?
Well, before I called you, I checked my dressing room closet, and I found a shirt that was covered with blood. Now, Matt, the girl that was murdered last night was the third one this month. I must have killed them all.
It's like CJ said, there's a big difference between thinking and knowing. And Johnny, I didn't just fall off the turnip truck, you know. I mean, you gotta help me on this thing.
Yeah, well, the cops are convinced. Why aren't you?
Because I've known you for a long time, Johnny. You used to fake getting sick just to get out of going duck hunting. I mean, you couldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, Matlock. Long before the hit records. Long before the drug of the week or the booze. You see, you remember the way I was, not the way I've become.
Johnny, if you're 100% sure you're a killer, there's nothing I can do. But if there is the slightest little doubt,
I don't know. Hey, if I did it, this is where I belong. But if I didn't, can you help me get to the truth?
I'll do what I can. I'll do my best. You got my word on that.
Houston, I'll get to work on his bail, but considering what he's being charged with, it's not likely that I can get anything accomplished till later
Houston,
tonight.
I made a few calls to L.A. You got quite a fan club at the LAPD.
Well, we've worked very well together for years.
That's what I understand. So you're a friend of Johnny Foster's. So let me level with you.
You got the lab results on the switchblade.
It's the murder weapon. But that isn't all. 18 months ago in Atlantic City, a series of similar murders took place. 3 women in all. You want to guess which famous singer was performing in Atlantic City at the same time?
Johnny?
Afraid so. His review was playing there.
Let me guess. When the review left town, the killing stopped.
Until a month ago, when his review came here, women started dying again. But I got a hunch. I figure as long as I keep Johnny Foster behind bars, the carnage is going to stop. Excuse me.
Houston, I'm going to tell you something. It is not looking very good for Johnny.
Now, CJ, Johnny may have been in Atlantic City 18 months ago, but he wasn't alone.
Meaning you want me to check in Atlantic City and find out who was there and here at the same time?
That's right. Now, I'll drop you off at the hotel, and you can start digging on that. I'm going to go over to the dead girl's apartment and see what I can come up with. Excuse me, I'm looking for the manager.
You found her.
Well, listen, I really hate to bother you.
No bother at all. Give me a hand, would you?
Listen, my name's Matt Houston.
Deborah.
Well, it's a real pleasure, Deborah.
Certainly is. Ready for the bedroom? Aren't you from the decorators?
No. No, I'm a private detective, and I'm working on the murder of Christy Nathan.
She was such a nice kid. Can you believe it? First the murder, then the robbery?
What do you mean, robbery?
Someone broke into her apartment last night.
Well, listen, what would a fella have to do to get inside there and take a look around?
Follow me. I'll think of something.
Okay. There'd be horses in cowboy heaven.
Let's go. Catch up to him later.
Oh, listen, thank you, ma'am.
Drop in again anytime.
I don't believe it. That cowboy's following us. Lose him.
I don't think he's gonna give up.
Then change his mind.
That's just great. First a bath and now a shower.
Well, the rental car company was very understanding. They're going to give you another rental car after I told them you'll pay for the repairs on the old one. Houston, do you have any idea who tried to kill you?
Yes, I do, CJ. Somebody who doesn't want me on this case. Sorry, I couldn't resist that.
Almost getting killed has put you in a very good mood.
It's put me in a great mood, CJ.
Is your brain still a little bit waterlogged or what?
CJ, think about it. Now, the fellas that tried to kill me were pros. Because they were pros, it means they were hired.
Meaning that somebody other than Johnny wants you off this case.
Mm-hmm. Meaning that Johnny is probably not the killer.
Someone's doing an awfully good job of trying to frame him. Want to take a look at your suspects?
Where are we going?
Dancing.
Oh.
Come on. Besides Johnny, there are 4 people in the review here and in Atlantic City. One of them is Brett Cole, the show's director choreographer.
Supposedly the hottest thing to hit Las Vegas since Neon Light Bulb.
Almost as colorful. Makes Casanova look like a Trappist monk and has a mean streak wider than the Rio Grande.
Meaning what?
Well, he likes to express himself with his hands, as in hitting women. Quite a few of these showgirls have to use an extra layer of makeup to cover up the bruises, thanks to Mr. Cole.
Yeah. CJ, who else was in Atlantic City at the same time the review was?
The chap standing up there, Byron Stevens. Interesting background. He's the stage manager. He spent 2 years in the New York penal system.
What was he in for?
Assault with a deadly weapon.
Charming bunch of folks.
And the last 2 people in the review in Atlantic City are sitting right over there in front of us.
CJ, that's Ted Baer. Have you ever seen his act? I mean, he does these impressions of famous actors and stuff. It's really nifty.
And the woman with him is his mother, Sheila, his agent, manager, co-writer, and best friend. His only other friend in the world is Johnny Foster.
I guess you all thought you were pretty good, huh? Well, I didn't. Since none of you seem to have been born great dancers, I guess it's up to me to make you great dancers. Starting tomorrow, I'm adding a morning rehearsal. They're yours. I'll be in my office.
My darlings, don't fret. Please don't fret. You were fabulous. You'll be fabulous. All right? Now, we only have 2 hours until the first show. Let's all get our things, go to our dressing rooms, and make ourselves even more beautiful.
Come on. CJ, listen, I think I'm going to have a little chat with Brett Cole. Now, I'd like you to follow up the lead for me. Now, when I was in the dead girl's apartment, I found an empty picture frame in there. On the back of it had a sticker that said Oasis Dining Room.
Oh, that's here in the hotel.
That's right.
So you think that she had dinner with the killer and then had a photograph taken with him?
That's right. Why else would somebody want to get rid of it? Listen, talk to the photo girl's waiter. See if you can come up with anybody that might have been sitting with her.
You got it.
Yeah.
Come.
Excuse me, Mr. Cole.
Sorry, pal, I don't need any male dancers. Besides, macho look is out.
I agree.
And you shouldn't be a dancer.
I'm not. I'm a private detective. My name's Matt Houston.
Oh, yeah. You're the one helping Johnny, huh? Well, believe me, that lush needs all the help he can get.
Well, actually...
Brett. Oh, excuse me. Do you want to see the new hopefuls?
Bring him in. What can I do to help you, Mr. Houston?
Well, I understand that you were with the show in Atlantic City.
Yeah. So what?
Well, it seems that the killing started at the same time the show was in Atlantic City.
Mr. Cole? This is Joyce.
Hello, Joyce. Well, now, you're very pretty, very pretty.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
I haven't seen you before. You new in town?
Just got in yesterday. I took the bus from Des Moines.
Des Moines, huh? Well, now, that's a very nice state. Tell me, do you have any nude pictures of yourself?
Nude? Oh, I didn't know there was any nudity in the show.
Oh, there isn't. I was just curious. Look, go back to Des Moines, Joyce. Byron, I want this new girl to be beautiful and experienced and to know the score. Dig?
Yes.
Come on. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. I believe you were just about to get to the part where you tell me I'm a suspect.
As a matter of fact, I was. You see, I figure it takes a certain kind of man to kill women, probably the kind that hits them.
Well, now, it's true. I have a temper. And if you don't leave here right now, I'm going to be forced to just throw... Byron! That's the look I want. Do you dance?
Occasionally.
You have the job.
What job?
Aren't you a dancer?
I'm a lawyer.
She works for me.
You do?
I sure do.
Your loss. I think you were just leaving.
Right. Been a pleasure. How'd it go with the photo girl?
Well, she couldn't remember who Christy was sitting with, but she's going to look in her file for the negative. Now, we've heard from the bail bondsman. He's going to have Johnny's ticket by tonight, so we'll be able to get him out from behind bars.
Now all I have to do is figure out a way to keep him from sitting beside one.
Right back.
Excuse me. I'm lost.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you because
Oh. What I could use right now is a drink.
Last thing in the world you need right now, Johnny.
Now, don't rush it. Don't rush it. It's been 10 feet.
Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go back to the hotel and I'll meet you back there later, okay?
Not a chance, Johnny. Where is CJ?
Now!
Gotta get down.
Let's get out of here. Hired you.
It was Foster, Johnny Foster.
Houston, some coffee?
CJ, no thanks. I'm edgy enough as it is.
Well, he's sticking to his story.
Lieutenant, how can you believe that hood in there? I mean, Johnny is not responsible for setting up the hit on me.
Well, what has he got to gain by lying?
Maybe his life.
No, he's protecting somebody. Somebody he's more afraid of than the Las Vegas Police Department. Now, what else did that hood tell you in there?
That he personally spoke to Johnny Foster on the phone. Claims that's how he was hired. And now you know why Johnny Foster's disappeared.
Well, fellas, forgive me for thinking out loud, but this doesn't compute. Why would Johnny have Houston come to Vegas to help him and then try to kill him?
When you're dealing with psychos, Miss Parson, logic goes out the window.
Lieutenant, listen, I don't mean to be offensive, but this conversation reminds me a lot of a hobbled horse. It's not going anywhere. Come on. CJ, we've got to find Johnny in a hurry. I mean, all it's going to take is one wrong move and a trigger-happy cop.
Well, Ted Bear's a friend of his. Maybe he could help.
CJ, is this the only car you could rent?
Well, Houston, you blew the hood off the first one and you blew everything else off the second one. You're lucky they'd rent you any car at all.
Yeah.
Enter laughing.
Teddy Bear? My name's Matt Houston. This is my associate, C.J. Parsons.
Listen, would you mind standing on your head so we could conduct a normal conversation? Just trying to get a laugh. Woo! Okay, Mr. Houston, why don't you call me Teddy? Just call me Teddy, and you just call me anything. Any place, any time. Pretty lady. Oh.
I'm Sheila, Teddy's mother.
Oh, Mom, listen. Mom, try out that new joke on him. This is gold. You're gonna love this.
My psychiatrist firmly believes in shock treatment. He sends his bill before each visit.
Ba-dum-bum! I get all the credit, but Mom writes the jokes.
He'd write the jokes himself, but he's grown accustomed to hear the audiences laugh.
See what I mean? He's got a million of them.
Listen, folks, I'm a friend of Johnny Foster's.
He said that. He said that you were his friend. What can I do to help?
I told you to stay away from that no-good drunk. If it weren't for the olives in his martinis, Johnny Foster would have starved to death years ago.
Mama, please! I know Johnny's got his problems, but he's still my friend.
Of course he is, Teddy. And you want to do everything you can do to help. What do you have in mind?
We'd kind of like to find Johnny before the police do.
We thought you might know where his favorite hangouts are.
We can start looking right now. No, come on.
May I use your telephone, please?
Sure. Help yourself. We'll keep you posted.
Ba-dum-bum!
Doris, it's C.J. Parsons. Do you have anything yet? You do? Super. We'll be right down. Houston, that's the hotel photographer. She has some information we might want.
It's about time things started falling into place for us. Listen, CJ, why don't you touch base with Myron back in the big city? Meanwhile, I'll take care of our photographer lady.
Like take her into the dark room and see what develops?
CJ, you know how old that joke is?
Yes, but I also know Matlock Houston's track record with pretty ladies.
nasty dance director.
Maggie, you've got the grace of a porcupine. I suggest you get your act together in one hell of a hurry, or you can pirouette your way down to the unemployment office. As for the rest of you, take 5.
Oh, why don't you go ahead and make it 10, okay?
Isn't it about time you saddled up old paint and got out of town?
Oh, well, I'm way past time. See, I could be back in L.A. right now sipping on a cocktail if you'd do me one small favor.
Name it.
Why don't you go ahead and confess to killing Christy Nathan and the other girls?
Sorry, Hopalong. You're going to have to work for your confession.
You know, I figured you might say that. So why don't we just start at the top with the picture that you stole from Christy's apartment?
Well, now, from multiple murder to petty theft, I really have come down in the world.
Well, not really, no. See, they're one and the same. See, if I'd seen that picture of you and Christy in her apartment, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. Now, when I noticed that that was missing, there wasn't a whole lot I could do but come up with the conclusion that somebody wanted very badly to get rid of it. Now, there's only one conclusion to come to.
Now, we both know why I took that picture. I was a prime suspect. I got concerned with what cops and judges refer to as a preponderance of evidence.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you were going to help them out a little bit, right? Make it easier on them so they wouldn't confuse you with the real killer.
You about finished?
I am for right now.
Well, I'm not.
That really wasn't a very smart thing to do.
Under the circumstances, I tend to agree. Could I have my foot back?
Yes, you may.
Come in. Oh, Mr. Houston. I'm sorry. We scoured this whole town. Nothing. Zip. Not gonna be the same going on without Johnny. Mom's still so upset she didn't even come in today. She's still at home.
Well, we appreciate you trying, Teddy.
I was sure we could find him somewhere. He's just completely gone underground or...
Or what?
I hate to even mention this, but Johnny tried to do himself in about 2 months ago. Mom and me are the only ones that know.
Teddy, don't you see that that just makes it all the more imperative that we find him? Now, can you think of any place you might have missed?
Can't think of a single thing. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find him and clear him.
Well, if there's anything else that I think of, I'll get in touch with you, okay? Good night.
Good night.
Hello?
Mom, you were right. He bought it, the whole story.
Didn't I tell you?
We might have a problem, though.
Oh, what's that?
Houston says he's not going to give up until he finds Johnny.
Well, I guess that means that right after we kill Johnny, we'll have to kill Houston.
Ted. I mean, we're friends. Why me?
Don't blame Teddy. It was all my idea. Who better to frame than an unpredictable drunk who always blacks out?
But I am sorry, Johnny.
Oh, don't be mad at Teddy. He just has this problem with girls. When I realized it recently, I knew I had to go at once for help.
But first, Mama wanted to make sure that the police blamed the murders on somebody else. So you see, it really is much better this way. Just wish it didn't have to be you.
Well, you're gonna get caught. You're not gonna get away with it.
Showtime.
Penny for your thoughts.
Sorry, CJ. You better make that $1, you know, inflation and all. I was just thinking about what Ted Bayer said last night.
About Johnny's attempted suicide a few months back?
Suppose it is possible.
Houston, you've exhausted all the theories that there are, except for one.
One that says he is responsible for killing those girls.
You got it.
CJ, I never really ruled it out. I just kind of put it high up on a shelf, hoping I was never going to have to reach for it.
Houston, listen, people do change. How long has it been since you've seen him?
Phone call, Mr. Houston.
Thank you, ma'am. Houston.
Houston.
Johnny? Where the hell are you?
Never mind. Just listen. I need help.
Well, what kind of help?
The kind where you escort me to the police station and I confess to all the murders.
Johnny, just listen to me.
No. You listen. I'm cold sober. I killed all those girls. It's all come back to me. Every detail. Please, help me, Houston.
Where can I find you?
One pump gas station and general store about 4 miles east of the Strip on Sand Dune Road.
Sand Dune Road? Johnny, you gotta be kidding.
About what?
Well, it was Sand Dune Road. But don't you remember that? I mean, that's the same road that my daddy's bar is on that you sang in. You know, right outside of Tyler.
Yeah. Come to think of it, you're right. Hurry, Matlock.
Hey, I'll be there as quick as I can.
You were never in better voice, baby.
I'm telling you, Ted Bayer is the killer. Yeah, you know, I should have figured it out when the hitman claimed that Johnny had hired him over telephone. I should have remembered that Ted Bayer does impressions.
At least you remembered when Ted called you impersonating Johnny.
Yeah, well, I knew Johnny couldn't have made that mistake. You see, my father's bar that he sang in, it's not in Tyler, Texas, it's in Abilene.
Them, Houston and CJ.
Go for Houston first.
Just as soon as he steps out of the car.
There they are.
Decoy 1, this is Reed.
Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Suspects are northwest of you, Upper Royal Road.
10-4.
Move out fast.
Bring us in right over him now.
They're getting away.
show's going to be closing here pretty quick. Why don't you come down to L.A. and spend some time with a friend?
Oh, I'd like that very much, but I think I'm gonna head on back home and just take things slow and get my act together.
As long as you realize you got a standing invitation.
Thank you.
Johnny, 1 minute.
I'm off. See ya. Bye, darling.
Break a leg.
How are you? Kiss, kiss. My kingdom for a kiss.
Wait. Okay. There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. Do you realize how many rooms there are in this hotel? Do you realize what kind of trouble you're in? And I'm not talking any small-time penny ante trouble either. I'm talking big-time, big bucks, heartburn, and ulcer kind of trouble.
Whoa, Myron. What seems to be the emergency?
Emergency? Try catastrophe. I just found out that you destroyed 3 rental cars.
Myron, relax. Houston took care of it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked to the rental car company. They assured me that their insurance company was going to cover all damage.
Houston, you own the insurance company.
Well, Myron.